can have this?
That's going to take like 3.5 hours.
In summary, then please that one.
Well, I will summarize it this way. Whatever the people wanted, whatever he promised, he has delivered on. For him, it's about the people, not about what he thought or thinks that they need. It's about which direction the people want him to take them. He's the chief pilot, but he knows that he can only land where the people are headed. And that's what he has done. That's why he started with the thank you tour. That's why he wanted to know what the citizens of Osun needed. And so he was able to fill them out. He was able to assess the citizens' needs, and he has done that in every sector. So why I said this could take 3 hours is because if you go sector by sector, you'll see that Governor Oyetola has touched every sector. And for him, improving Osun, leaving it better than he met it, is the driving force. In education, for instance, did the people want want things to stay the way it was? It was one area that all the nine federal constituencies that he visited agreed on. While in other areas, there were differences in the needs of the people. But in education, everybody agreed that they wanted a change in the policy. And that's exactly what he promised during the debates, during the campaigns, that he will serve them. He will serve Osun people, he will do whatever they wanted and what will be good for Osun. So that's exactly what he did. We reviewed the policies and put the experts team together, comprising former vice chancellors, serving vice chancellors, former registrar of WAEC, former principals, elders in the state, and they looked at the education policy, and everybody on the team, as experts, as educationists, as academics, decided that this policy wasn't working for the people. We were losing money, we were losing reputation, and so the policy had to be tinkered with. And unlike those who have latched on the narrative that this was to make some people uncomfortable, no, it's about the people. Policies of government are about the people. And this governor wants it to be about the welfare of Osun people. So if they didn't want it, why force it on them? No policy can be popular if the people didn't want it. So we returned the uniforms to the way they were, the names to the way they were, and people are still celebrating it. And what's the essence of a state stepping out of the national education policy if it wasn't gaining anything by it? So in education, the governor took the path of doing what the people wanted. In developing and renewing infrastructure, he did the same. There were roads that had been left unattended to, that had been left, that were virtually becoming death traps, that were discouraging people from residents and indigents of those areas from coming home for Eid el-Kabir, for Christmas, for Easter, because the journey was longer than they used to be. And nobody wanted, nobody looked forward to going to Igbajo. 33 years down the road, he's fixed the road, he flagged it off, he commissioned it. And that's another thing that I want the people to know about Governor Oyetola. For him, it's about starting what he can finish. It's about doing what people can see. Yes, there are low-hanging fruits, but even if the fruits are not hanging low, he sets targets for himself. And he set targets for us, his commissioners, the people who are heading the different agencies. And so when COVID or no COVID, we decided that the Alekwodo network of roads must be fixed. It was flagged off and completed at the height of COVID. So we were fighting COVID and we were working. This is a government that just wants to get things done. The list of roads will fill pages and pages. Roads that have been newly constructed, those that have been rehabilitated, the ones that have been ignored that he has fixed. That is in terms of roads. And then if people are dying in the center of the state capital because a certain place, a certain portion of the state capital had grown, and the state had not grown with it, then the people became the focus again. At the center of everything is the people, and that's why you have the Olaya flyover. So not only is it now fixing a traffic issue, the volume of the vehicular volume in the center of this state capital had grown. I went to school here, so I knew what Olaya roundabout was 30 years ago. And you cannot leave it the way it was 30 years ago. I can vividly remember watching in broad daylight an armed robbery attack at that roundabout. Then there was a filling station right at that point where we're building the flyover. So you cannot leave it the way it was then. Now the people are wondering how he was able to put that together. At first they wanted to know where the governor will find money. Then they wanted to know how he was going to complete it. He is a man not given to responding to everything. So he just set about doing what he needed to do. And when we were all itching that let's commission, the bridge is solid enough, let's go. He wanted a beautiful place. He wanted something that can rival such attractions in other states. And so now you have a beautiful place that people just want to go and sit somewhere and have their barbecue in the evening and have drinks. I was surprised a few weeks ago when I went there, and it was like, oh, is this place about the bridge or about the aesthetics? And then you see that even the creatives on the bridge are also. The Olaya flyover is a response to what the people wanted. We have now added to it the creatives, the aesthetics there. So it's not just functional, it's also beautiful. And for the governor, it's just the beginning. Because when you do a beautiful place like that, when you tackle traffic at a major point like that, you will have to continue to extend it. But this is the state capital. We're starting here. He wants to do more, he will do more. And infrastructural renewal in Osun is something that is done daily. While we are fixing the ones that are directly the responsibility of the state, 2 weeks ago, we also, as a government, started rehabilitating the ones that are the responsibility of the federal government. And you wonder why? Because there are no federal votes. There are no federal votes. The people who live in those environments are residents and citizens of Osun. They vote here. They live here. The vow, the oath of office was taken to protect them, to serve them. And so the governor needs to do what he promised to do and what ought to be done. And so 200 kilometers across the senatorial district have been fixed. It does not matter whether Abuja is the one that should have done it. You need to make your people comfortable. 332 primary healthcare centers. We found a way around it and we fixed it. And there are people who will, you always see, I found that there are a lot of people who are unhappy when good things are being done because it takes away from it reduces their punches, it reduces whatever it is they need, that they earn their money from making trouble. So how could he do it? Let me tell you that there are many states in this country that had the opportunity to do what we are doing. They had plenty, they get a lot more than we get from the federal allocation. But we did it. Osun did it. The governor decided that this must be done. 332 rehabilitated and made functional, properly staffed, drugs available, and we're recording tangible results from that area. What else can we talk about? We can talk about 30,000 vulnerables being fed monthly. I didn't want to start with salaries and all of that, but imagine being almost at the bottom of the allocation list and feeding 30,000 vulnerables every month and not failing, and not taking extra bonds, and not taking extra loan, and not mortgaging the future of the state in any form. So it's all about the people, 30,000 people, and we are trying to make that work for the agri sector, for the businesses in Osun. We are almost at the bottom of the allocation list, yet we are paying minimum wage. Salaries are paid at the end of every month. Pensions, arrears, we've done close to 50 billion now. And it's a journey, not a destination. Yes, the arrears are big, but the journey of bringing that debt down has to be taken steadily. You can't just fold your hands and wait for the day that you are going to be able to fix it in one fell swoop. And that's what the governor is doing. He's a man, before he came here, he was a man of means. He had run his own business. He had a CV. He knew how these things are done. When you sit with him, he will tell you corporate business and governance are done the same way. One is for profit, the other is for the benefit of the people. But the processes are the same. And that's just the way he runs it. He went to the Nigerian Stock Exchange in November 2019 to sound the closing gong, to tell the world that Osun was ready and open for business. Because for him, if you do not get business-like, nothing is going to change. And he wanted an Osun that would be different when he leaves office than the one that he met. And so we've sounded the gong, and we're reaping the benefits. We're getting businesses interested. The Seventh Cliff came in tourism to flag off a project in Erinjesha. And you have our solid minerals. We have a gold refinery. We are becoming the darling of the industry. We are now a beautiful bride. We're ready for what comes with being a beautiful bride. But the thing is, the things are different in that sector. We're keeping a close eye on environmental pollution while we are operating like a business concern, because we've got licenses, We are not operating just like a state, but we are bringing corporate organizations, national and international, into Osun to look at what we have so we can create jobs, so we can begin to engage our youth. We have a youth policy now. We're trying to engage our young people. We had a big sports festival and we're just starting. We're just starting. So we can talk about everything.
I'm familiar with some of the government policies and programs which even a blind man on the street can actually say and testify to the fact that yes, there is a transformational going on in the state. I would like to digress a bit to politics. The party primary is coming up next week Saturday, next few days to come. And the party, no doubt, is having internal crisis. We have Ilerioluwa, we have Tom, and we have even some individuals that see themselves as an individual who is contesting, not belonging to Tom or Ilerioluwa. Considering the fact that there's another calling that West agenda, what can you say about it?
There's only one agenda. There's only one man on the ballot. That man is Boyega Itola. I was talking to some people yesterday, and I mean, ordinary people, not people in politics, not card-carrying members of APC or PDP, and they said they will not do anything on July 16 that will take them back to the land of bondage, that they wish that this man had arrived earlier, and so they are staying with him. So there is only one agenda, the agenda that is about the people. There is only one constituency, only one place that this is going to, the one that works for the people. And the only person that the people of Osun can see is doing their bidding, that is making them happy, that is keeping them safe. That man is Isiaq Adegboyega Oyetola. That is the constituency that is going to produce the governor, the constituency of the people. Why would you want to change a winning team? Why would you want to change a horse that was winning all the races? He's doing what we want. And seriously, let me not even talk as the government spokesperson, as a journalist, as somebody who has visited other states, and as an indigene. I knew where we were coming from. The people have it good, and so it's good. As for splinter groups, as for those who you may think can cause any kind of upset, it's not, it's just on social media. And there are no polling units, no polling booths on the social media. The people that are on ground are the people benefiting from education, from solid minerals, from agric, from culture, everything. Those are the people that are important. And they want the governor. Whether we are doing consensus, direct or indirect primaries, we are going to show on Saturday that the governor is popular. The governor is the choice of the people. So whether you are looking at politics or development, Boyega Itola is the man to beat.
On the final note, what will be your appeal to the residents of the states and the citizens for the forthcoming gubernatorial election?
Don't let anybody use you. Don't let those who are hiding their children in America, in Europe, in Lagos, tell you, come to you, and take your children out to use them as cannon fodder. No. This is about our states. Nobody is going to politics with our future. Let us entrust our future into the hands of the one who has proved that he can take care of it. Let's not play politics with it. Let's stay safe. Let's do what is right. Let's do only what we can tell the imam on Friday, what we can confess to the pastor on Sunday. Only that will work for us.
Thank you.